Hey, this is Maria from Crochet A to Z, and welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please push that subscribe button. If you have, thank you. I want to thank you for being here, and also please push the like button because it does help get the algorithms out there so everyone can find this channel. So today I want to show you another variation of the ripple. This is the simple ripple, and I'm going to show you just how simple this is to make. I want to get the guesswork out of making the ripple stitch, and this is going to be a really easy pattern to follow. Now you can make it in different colors or you can make it one color. It's up to you. I wanted to show you the change in color. I am using for this simple ripple an eye hook, and I'm using a 4-weight yarn. So with this stitch, what you have to do is, I'm going to make my slip knot, but what you have to do is you have to do a multiples of 16. So it's 16, 16, 16 until you get to your desired width of whatever it is you're making, and then you have to add 2. So let's do that now. You can follow along, you can write it down, whatever makes it easy for you. You're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Once you do that, we're going to do 16 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Multiples of 16, then we're going to add 1 and 2. These are your chains. They look like little V's. This is your working chain. At the very end is your slip knot, not considered a chain. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2. In that second chain from the hook, we're going to put 2 single crochets. Now I want to just emphasize again, by putting those 2 single crochets, it makes it a nice end to your work. It gives it a nice strong border. Once you do your 2 single crochets in that same stitch, in the next 7 stitches you're going to put 1 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And this is what it looks like. Now you're going to skip 1 stitch right here, and then in the next one you're going to put a single crochet after you skip that 1 stitch, and then you're going to put single crochets across. You're going to count that as 1, and you want to put 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I want to show you what that looks like. And this is what we did. Now I want to mention, we're going to start doing peaks and valleys. So we skipped a stitch, and that gives you that little valley going in down. So now that we made our 7, we're going to go into this next stitch, and we're going to put 3 single crochets in that same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Now what I want to show you This is going to be your first peak. It had 3 single crochets. In this next 7 stitches, you're going to put 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. Your peak, your valley. Once you have your 7 single crochets, you're done there. You want to skip a stitch because you're going to end up with another valley. In the next 7 stitches, we're going to work across. 1, you're going to make single crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to end like we began. We're going to put, because you've got 1 stitch left, so we're going to put 2 single crochets there. 1 and 2. And like I said, what that does, and I'll show you what this looks like, your peaks and valleys, your valley, your valley, your peak. What this does is this gives it a nice ending, a nice firm ending to the end. Just gives it a nice texture at the end. So now once we do that, we're going to chain 1. Always chain 1 and turn your work. Where that chain 1 is, you're going to put 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. I want to say that this is going to be your repeat row over and over again. So once you put your 2 single crochets there, you're going to go and you're going to make 7 single crochets in the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Once you make your 7 single crochets, you're going to skip 2 stitches. 1, 2. Right here. You're going to skip those 2. And in the next stitch right here, and you're going to do a single crochet, and I want to emphasize, you're going to make this a nice tight stitch. So you're going to put a single crochet, but what's going to happen is you skip 2 stitches, but you're going to put 7 single crochets after the 2 skipped stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. At the top of this peak, right here, we're going to put 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. See how it's becoming more apparent, more evident of your valley and your peak. Now what we're going to do is in the next stitches, we're going to put 7 single crochets in the next 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now you're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and you're going to put 7 single crochets. So we're going to go right in here after you skipped 1, 2. And you want to make that nice and tight. We're going to make 7. 1 in the next 7 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And let me remind you again, this is your repeat row over and over. Now don't forget this last stitch. In here, in this last stitch, you've got to put 2 single crochets in this last stitch. And it might be a little hard to get in there, but 1 and 2. Just want to pull that over. Your peak, your valleys. Now again, we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work. In that very first stitch, you want to put 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Now again, we're going to repeat the row that we just did over and over. So now we're going to do single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're going to skip 1, 2, because you're going to have that valley. So you're going to skip these 2 stitches, and in this next stitch, you're going to put a single crochet, 1, and then you're going to put 7 going up to your valley, going up to your hill, I'm sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, because you're going up to your peak. You're going to have 7 in this middle one. You're going to put 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. See how nice this is your simple ripple, how nice it's coming. Now we're going to do 7 single crochets, 1 in each one of the next 7 stitches, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Once we're done with that, we're going to skip these 2 stitches, 1, 2, because you're going to go to your valley. So you want to skip those 2 stitches. In the next stitch, you're going to put a single crochet, and you're going to make that nice and tight kind of. And now you're going to put your 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. In this last stitch, you're going to put 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. Now the beauty of this is, again, it's going to give you that nice edge, and it's nice and a strong edge too. And here is your valleys, your peaks, your valley. So I'm going to do this one more time. We're going to chain 1 and turn your work. In this very first stitch, always 2 single crochets. The reason why I'm saying always the 2 single crochets at each end, always the 3 single crochets at your peak. If you don't do that, it's going to throw her off. So now once we want to put 2 single crochets, and like I said, you chain 1, you turn your work. Where that single crochet is, you're going to put 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. Now you're going to put 7 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now you're going to skip 2 stitches. 1, 2. So you're going to go into the next one over after you skip the 2, and you're going to make a single crochet, and you want to bring it nice and tight. And now you want to do 7, so count that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. At the very top of your peak, you're going to put 3 single crochets. Very important. 1, 2, and 3. And you will get so used to this, you won't even have to think about it. Now we're going to go down into our valley. So we're going to make 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're going to our valley right here. So we're going to skip these 2 stitches, 1, 2, and into the next stitch we're going to make a single crochet. 1. Now we're going to do them across 7, so that count that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We don't want to forget that last stitch, and we're going to put 1 and 2. And this is what your work will look like. Your beautiful, simple ripple. And it really does look pretty. And I wanted to show it to you in the different variations and colors. So like I said, I go slow so you can follow along. You can write it down. Now don't forget, you're going to start another row. So when you start that, you've got to chain 1 and turn your work. In that first stitch, you always want to remember 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. And then you're going to do 2 single crochets in that very last stitch as well. you're going to do 7 single crochets, and then you're going to skip 2 because you're going to go into your valley. So I suppose I can, so you want to do, I will do this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You want to make sure that you skip these 2 stitches because you want to do your valley. So you're going to skip, skip, and go in this one. And you're going to make single crochet, and you want to make 7. So you're going to go 1, the one you just did, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. In this peak, you're going to put 3. 1, 3 single crochets all in the same. 1, 2, and 3. So why don't I finish off and show you this rest of this row, and then you can do it on your own. So now you want to do 7 single crochets. You want to go down to the valley. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now you want to go in the valley, so you're going to skip 2 stitches. And now you're going to go to the next one, and you're going to skip these 2 and go in here and put a single crochet. And like I said, you want to make it nice and tight. So you're going to count that one, and then you're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And in that very last one, we're going to put 2 single crochets. 1, 2. So I guess I wanted to do that one more time just to show you. And you can count these rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. And this is how easy it is. And it just goes on and on. You can change colors. You can use the same color. It's up to you. You can make your own design. I wanted to show it to you in the different colors that you can change. Or just one color. You can make baby blankets with this. You can make scarves with this. You can make a shawl with it if you wanted to. You can make a beautiful Afghan. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of the simple Ripple Made Easy Stitch. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great evening. This is Maria from Crochet A to Z. Bye-bye. Love you all.